Hi everyone, and thanks for coming back to Crossing Trails, my cycling journey. If you've seen my last video, you'll remember that my first attempt at filming during my ride to Beamish Museum pointed out a few flaws in my technique. Here we are. Oh. Now that's going to be a problem. The problem was the camera I was using. A Casio XLM that was a Christmas gift from work a few years back. The camera itself isn't really designed for video, more focused on still shots, plus I have no mounts to fix it to either my bike or anywhere on me. When the crash happened, I was riding one-handed, steering with my left hand and holding the camera with my right. I didn't spot the steps until I was literally about a foot away. I lost my balance and got thrown. I managed to land on the end of the bar with my chest, my knees hit the ground and my hands landed on the wheel, giving me quite a serious buckle. I was only able to make the ride home down to the help of Matthew Snowden from Red Kite Cycle Repairs, who also works at Beamish. Well, after getting a replacement front wheel, I decided I should probably invest in a camera that can not only give me better quality footage, but is also a lot safer to use. Now for most people, a GoPro would probably be the first action camera that you think of, but as the lowest cost new GoPro Session is around about £120 to £140, and the current top end GoPro Hero 5 Black being £300 to £400, at the minute it's a little bit out of my price range. So after looking around and reading a lot of reviews, watching a lot of YouTube unboxings and first looks, I decided on the BoPower 4K Action Cam by GooBang. Like a lot of these low-cost GoPro clones, they are designed with pretty much exactly the same dimensions, the same type of fittings, and with the aim of being used in the same sort of way. Right out of the box, I was very impressed with the accessories that came with the BoPower, all very neatly stored in a cool little case. As well as a number of different clips, clamps and straps which will all help me fit the camera to my bike, the camera came already fitted inside the waterproof casing. This did mean that my first test had to be a swim with the fishes. After taking the camera out of the casing, I was very pleased to see that the case was totally watertight. Not a drop got through to the camera. Now, I'm not planning on jumping in the fish tank anytime soon, and as I live in the northeast of England, paddling in the sea is something you can only really do 1 or 2 days a year. But you never know. It's always good to know that the camera can be made waterproof if I need it to be. I tried the still camera function while I was hosting a ghost walk around the Castle Garth in Newcastle, and although I found the view with the wide angle lens a little weird at first compared to a normal camera, you can get some really great shots. I'm not likely to use the still camera feature often, as normally when I'm out I'll have my phone, possibly even my Finepix S1700, It's an old camera, but I love the shots I can get with it. So really the main use of the BoPower is for video footage of my rides. For now, I'm using one of the mounts to fix the camera to my handlebars. This has one downside straight away, the sound. From what I've seen, mics on most GoPros tend to be on the front of the camera. Any wind noise can be reduced by the addition of a mic beard, a small bit of synthetic fur that covers the mic and helps baffle the wind, which helps reduce the noise. The BoPower's mic is on the side of the unit. This to me seems to intensify the wind noise to the point that you cannot hear a word that I'm saying during the ride. I've added a homemade mic beard out of some handy bright red monster fur I had lying around. Now this does help to reduce a lot of the wind noise. I may try and get a denser monster fur to reduce the noise even further, but it'll do the job for now. The mic still doesn't really pick up my voice as well as I would like, but I'm going to be getting a chest mount which will bring the camera closer to me and should help. For now, another issue with the way that it is mounted on the handlebars is the fact that whenever I'm changing gears, it's picking up the noise echoing through the bars very, very loudly, so you can hear every clunk, every click of the gears themselves. So yeah, for now the sound isn't as good as I would hope, but for the cost and for the quality of the video, I can't really complain. I'm even thinking of, in time, getting one or two more so I can mount them in different places on my bike and be able to take different views all at the same time. If you already have a GoPro and are thinking of getting another to do this sort of thing yourself, then maybe consider looking at the BoPower, especially if you're thinking of mounting the camera in a place that, like low down on the frame, could put it in line of damage. You're not really going to be taking sound from that camera, and you can mount it in the waterproof casing to save it from any deeper than expected puddles you may go through. With that, another good feature of the BoPower is the remote control. It can be strapped to your wrist or mounted on your bars, letting you start and stop recording, or even taking still shots at the press of a button. This would be particularly useful if you've mounted the camera in a position that isn't as easy to access than if you had it on your chest or bar mount. Now the most important feature of any action cam would be the video quality. The camera itself can record up to 4K. I don't have anything that can play in 4K, so I can't really comment on how good the quality at that scale would be. But for me, to help preserve the battery time and the memory of the camera, it can take up to 128GB, but I'm using a 32GB SanDisk Extreme microSD card. I'm keeping the recording down to 1080p at 60 frames a second. This gives me around about an hour and a half from each battery and over 3 hours recording time available on the card. Also, if I ever decide that I want to show a shot in slow motion, I can slow down to 30 frames per second without losing quality and causing the video to look jumpy. I am looking to get up to a 128GB card and grabbing a couple of extra batteries, but I'll still be sticking with the 1080p for now, at least until I can upgrade my laptop to one that can edit 4K without grinding to a halt. So, my opinion of the BoPower compared to all the available action cameras, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5, purely because the sound quality isn't great. But for an action camera less than £50, it has to get a rating of 5 out of 5. Incredible value for money, and a camera that will really help me progress in the filming of my rides. To give you a better idea of the video quality of the camera, here's a few more clips of my test ride with the camera when I went from Washington to Berkeley and back. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my review of the BoPower 4K Action Cam. Please remember to like, share and subscribe for more videos.